Hello, folks, and welcome back. We're still here in Atlanta, Georgia. Tom Manager joined here by DM Brandon. How you guys doing today? Well, you.
I'm not you guys. I'm just one of them.
Well, it depends on the situation.
I think.
Anyway,
I'm really understanding what you tried to do there.
I mean, really, me neither. So, you know what? We're going to get to game 3. We've got 2 games in the book. The first game went basically incredibly to Denial Esports. Really just ran the train there. They did the same thing in game 2, but Team SoloMid was able to turn it around largely on the back of Gar's character was lit. 13, 14 kills, small amount of deaths, and a large amount of assists as well for the Hunbat's Monkey. Let's take a look at him and his opponent in the jungle, Chang'e, previously played Bastet.
Now, for me, Chang'e was kind of like one of the first best players in the world, right?
Okay.
This guy created the first build to where he had his name attached to it. It was the Chang'e build. It was celerity boots, creeping curves, hand of the gods, and a potion. And he spread with it. It was ridiculous. And the guy just really has proved himself time and time again, but has never really found a home on a team that has warranted his skill. Will Denial be that team? So far, not looking too bad. A win onto, or even a game win onto TSM is a very, very big deal, but they are very good position right now for a set win, as they do have advantage going into picks and bans.
Yeah, Denial definitely trying to make things happen. I stare into the correct camera this time around. Denial on the top side of your screen. They'll be represented in blue. Team SoloMid on the bottom in red. And we'll see. I pretty much predict the same Thor Athena bans coming out from Denial. They just don't want to play against this character, those 2 characters, but they really don't want to see what Guards did last game again. They ban out the Hunbats.
I really hope that we don't see Odin. He has lost every game.
Is Odin your Season 2 Thanatos?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, Odin was also my Season 1 Odin.
Well, you know what? I love Odin. I hope we see Odin in every match that makes sense. I figured out a crazy way that made Thanatos work last year. I'm going to figure it out for Odin as well.
I think Thanatos is absurdly good, and no one's playing him. He is extremely powerful in the current meta. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see Chang'e try to venture back towards it, but Denial Esports has somehow gotten Sylvanus again. This is probably their most important god, and I really expected that we were going to see a pickup, right, or rather a ban, but they choose Freya instead. Hades coming back online here, and I assume that's going to be for Divios. I mean, it has to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, Divios has been playing this Hades inside and out, seen success on both occasions that he played him. One more successful than the other, and Gar's...
Oh, whoa. Thor somehow made it not only through bans and first pick, but through the eyes of the casters as well, and that's going to go to Guards. Option back here to Denial, where they have 2 very hard matchups to deal with.
Yeah, so Denial has routinely banned out, and they proved me wrong. Denial has routinely banned out Thor and Athena. Thor and Athena. And that's just how she goes. This time around, they wanted to ban out the Hunbots, and they changed things around. They banned out the... I was going to say the Chang'e. They banned out the Bastet as well. Well, this opens up the door to pick up Thor. I'm very curious here. Hades picked up first, though. There are so many more picks that you could have picked up. I guess they were afraid of the 3rd round ban.
How did Athena make it to 6th?
Team SoloMid is really getting their pick of the litter.
Realistically, this comp is a dream comp so far. I mean, if they get, like, Shibalanke and what's left? Jungle? I mean, somehow Bastet comes out of the bans. Or no, I'm sorry, they have Jungle. Mid. I mean, this is like Ognir Janus still on the table. They have Poseidon, Kukulkan. They are in a position to where they might have the best draftable comp, period.
Wow. Definitely looking very good. On the side of Denial, things are looking good for them as well. Serqet, good in the hands of Chang'e. Isis, very, very good in the hands of Mace of the Face. We talked a little bit before about how Isis has been banned against Mace of the Face almost every time.
So Rama gets locked in, and I love this pick here because Shibalanke still has the Cupid matchup on the board, not great. Cupid still has the Artemis. Artemis still has the Shibalanke. Rama 5-5 across the board. No real threat from any of those characters. I'd say most notably Artemis might have the best chance, but Ullr, this is an even matchup. Great draft coming out so far from TSM. Denial, though, doesn't have a bad draft themselves. Serqet in the jungle is amazing. Isis is the go-to for Mace. Ullr's even matchup against Rama, and with Sylvanus and now Hercules, that's a killer comp.
That is a very killer comp, and Madman Mark has a very good Ullr. like a scary
Oh, yes.
Ullr.
Well, to be fair, Madman Mark doesn't have a not killer anything.
I mean, sure.
He might have the biggest god pool right now in the lane.
That's definitely actually, yeah. I don't know if I disagree with that. And just some mage that Brandon doesn't like.
Speaking of
picked up by TSM.
disagreeing, what is that? Where is she going? Is she going to go solo, and now Hades is a guardian, and Athena's going to jungle, and Rama's going mid?
Well, you're taking a look. It's Ionic. I really don't see Ionic playing Hades in the support role anytime soon. So Chang'e, maybe in the middle lane for Boosh.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Maybe a support for Ionic for Chang'e.
They're going to put, if they put Hades mid, is that possible? Production, can we get a call on this? Do you guys have, are we ready to go?
Hades mid definitely is a good choice. And I mean, this is the final picks and bans, and very interesting lineup coming out from Team SoloMid. And as we get in, we will see mid Hades. This isn't completely out of the ordinary as far as the god in the role, but it's out of the ordinary as far as the player on the god. Haven't seen much of Hades at all on Boosh.
So I have never seen Divios play Chang'e, and I think the build's going to state that a little better than me, as he starts off with Breastplate, not something you want to see in Season 2. Generally speaking, going up against Hercules and you don't know the build, it's got to be Sprint 2 out of the gate. Heavy Hammer would have destroyed this lane, but he actually doesn't go for it. Instead goes for Bluestone Pendant, although he does have Creeping Curse for the slow. Right. I'm expecting some invade potential here. Even so, Divios, I mean, one of the reasons Chang'e is so great in Season 2 is the Doom Orb Rush with the Bunny is unrealistically powerful. It is likely the strongest thing in the game at level 5, level 6. Being able to have that online, getting the stacks going, and at like 10 stacks, you have kill potential against almost anyone that you're fighting. Instead, he's going defense, meaning he's not going to have lane clear. Best should get the best of Divios in this lane pretty freely.
Divios trying out some new stuff today. We saw an Odin come out, did not do too well. Today we're going to say, well, tonight it's past 6 o'clock. It's going to be about to be 7 o'clock here in Atlanta, Georgia. So Divios trying some new stuff today. Going to try out that Chang'e tonight, and we'll see how that works out. Different build than we're used to seeing, as Brandon mentioned, but might work out. It might be something interesting that we'll see. Maybe it's something coming out of the lab. Either way, back camps will be taken. And an invade coming out from the blue team.
Now, I like this. It's going to depend on what we can see happen in the mid lane. You see Boosh already beginning his rotation over. If he can get this cleared extremely quickly, that's going to be one thing. But Devour Souls, not going to be super strong without a way to get... Oh, he actually doesn't even go for the full wave. Very curious. Both jungle buffs will go the way to blue on the top side. There's Remain.
Thor finding himself in the solo lane alongside Chang'e. That's what we were talking a little bit about. That's going to be a driving strike onto the Divios a little bit early, taking that damage. But look at Hercules, the double tap from Thor. Guys, Gars is so accurate with that hammer.
See, but the issue here is we have Divios playing a character he's not super familiar with a build that's not going to lend well to the mid game. We have Boosh playing on a character we've never seen him play in competition. Build looks pretty normal to me. And Athena is a great character for rotations, but without Gars getting like 1,000 kills, Athena's not going to be super useful. We are looking 100% at Gars to carry this game. Otherwise, I don't see TSM making it past 15.
Really? All right. I actually like the matchup in the middle lane. We have Isis versus Hades, and here's an interesting thing about Hades. Hades will actually use that silence to completely cut off this Wind Gust. Not this one in particular, but that Wind Gust is a channeled ability, Brandon, so it can be cut off by silences like Thanatos, or obviously Hades. So if Boosh gets close enough, he can stop that damage coming out from her. Very cool stuff happening right there. So there's a lot of interactions that make this actually a good matchup for Boosh, despite it being unpopular. And to our fans, we haven't seen much of Boosh play this character. So it's going to be mechanically intense for him to pull it off, but if he does well, it'll work out.
This, to me, is very strange that he's playing Hades, because this is the exact opposite of what he likes to play. Ionic, left lane taking a lot of damage there from Mark. Shadow Q going for the grip. Snoopy a little bit too quick on the trigger. Ionic pushing forward. There are still blue creeps there. He's forced to handle the gods. Ionic might be in some trouble there, actually turning his sights to Snoopy. Madman Mark getting a little bit confused there on which target he was going for, and there comes the Boosh.
Boosh transfers over from the mid lane, so does Serqet. Here she is, and a beautiful spirit pull coming out from Mace in the face.
Shing killed Ionic.
That's why he's banned out. Shing does pick up Ionic, as Brandon stated. That's going to be a support for the jungler. That doesn't look too good, but that's a 2-for-1 or a 2 for 0.
That was cute. But, ooh, wasn't enough.
Nice.
All right. So, That was 3 kills for Denial, and I think expectedly. Yep. And look at this.
Yep.
The difference, in my opinion, in Season 2 between North America and Europe, as we saw this morning, is you get some kills and you take some objectives.
It's the stuff after the stuff, Brandon. I will never, ever stop harping on that. That is the backbone of our game.
Look at the resets. This is perfect.
It's a 3-minute Gold Fury.
That was the first time that I have seen an objective done by a pro team 100% correctly. The resets were perfect. They kept the damage to a minimum. Not everyone has to back. They go back to the lane. Denial right there. If you guys weren't on board with this team being good enough to play in the SPL, that Gold Fury by itself should have proven it.
Mace to the face. Mace to the face is an under-talked about or maybe people don't look at Mace to the face as the best player in the world.
Right.
Right.
People in the Fantasy League undervalued him greatly.
People don't look at Isis as the best character in the world. In fact, a lot of times people speak negatively about both this player and this character. Well, folks, almost every game that Denial has played up until this point, we have seen Isis banned out, if not first, in the second round of bans. Have we not? This is one of the few times that we actually get to see Mace to the face play Isis, and he secures a 3-minute Gold Fury, and 2.5 minutes in, not only saves his jungler's life, but gets 2 kills on the backside of it. This guy knows this character in and out. I love it.
Best gets a really good shot there, but might actually wind up paying for his life. Iana comes down, and yes, will find the kill. Devios not in a great spot himself, might be forced to back. Xing, strangely, choosing a safe route, which is not very Xing-like.
Yeah, definitely a little change from what we're used to.
I think we need to have the admins make sure it's Xing playing on the account.
As we take a look at Anvil of Dawn, definitely a lot of numbers coming out there for Thor's ultimate whenever he chooses to use it. It's semi-global, unlike Athena's, who is totally global. She can travel to wherever she wants. Thor has a large choice, but not completely everywhere.
I love Xing's just like whole idea of I'm gonna contest this blue buff, and then he throws out the Cobra's Kiss, misses both, and goes nah, and just like dips out. And I'll use my death feint. I'm leaving this.
That's what I'm saying. Xing is one of these players that you can really see.
It's 5 minutes and left camps haven't been taken yet, and Snoopy's getting rushed on. What? Oh, really good timing there. He'll send some damage out, but he is likely gonna fall here.
Setting himself up like a Kumbhakarna would. Madman Mark gets credit for the kill. Ram falls down. Snoopy having a very rough day today. Devios playing something new, doing well. And another invade coming out from the guys on Denial Esports. I have to say, Brandon, Denial was not one of my teams to look at coming into this season. But the addition of Xing, and it's not just Xing's individual performance, it's the way the team is playing. There's a lot to do with it, with Xing's individual performance.
Madman Mark has doubled in skill, I think, as well, from the last time that we saw him play on the big stage. That and Xing is the jungler they needed.
Yes,
they needed
100%.
Someone aggressive, and they needed someone to take control. They needed like really pro shot calls, which have not existed on the 5 Angry Men or Denial up until this point.
Yeah, and they've really turned things around with Xing in the jungle. As I said, it's not just his individual play, but the play that he forces his teammates to do because of the things that he does. The ripple effect of Xing joining this team. You get the added veteranship from Xing to help out Madman Mark learn and grow, as ShadowQ has been doing for him. Just incredible stuff coming out from Denial Esports and quickly ascending the ranks to be one of the more potent teams in North America.
Actually, both camps going to be taken there as we do get into the 6:30 mark. And with that, Denial Esports and Team SoloMid have a pretty big disparity, as 3,000 gold belong directly to Denial Esports. And at this stage of the game, that's gigantic. Now, I'm looking at Devios here. He's 0-0-1. He's got the Shoes of the Magi online, which I love. But where is he going to go from here? Does he decide to finish the breastplate? The bunny actually just has left now, so we'll check back in a little bit on that.
Good wave clear coming out from this Isis. As we said, already ahead, 2 kills on her status. Chang'e, played by Devios, able to hit the tower already. We're going to take a look at wards placed. The vision is more than a line between 2 dots. Sylvanus leading the charge with Athena right behind him. So you got 2 supports on top of the ward's place. No real surprise there.
Chang'e looking for an opportunity, it seems, to go directly for Divios. And they're going to use a lot here. She's not going to be able to heal. She uses the 2 perfectly there. The Moonlit Waltz goes directly through the driving strike. Best not really utilizing the best that he could with that. Divios does perfectly in terms of dodging damage, delaying the gank, and that's going to allow Garz an opportunity to counteract immediately. He's going up. And they know it. Wow, look at this. Will Chang'e get caught? Will Garz go? I think he's going to back off.
There he is.
And indeed he will.
Yep, just going to fall down. Where the Fire Giant will spawn very, very soon. About 2 minutes until that happens. 4-1 read the kills.
Yeah, I don't really love Garz's choice to go straight down there. There was nothing for him to gain by going straight down.
Yeah.
Of course, the jungle was down itself, but I mean, he should have ran to a tower, should have like maybe head towards Divios. Mace in some trouble here. Great use of Circle of Protection, going to keep him not only alive, but send a lot of damage back the other way. Beautiful play by Mace.
Mace shoving the enemy out. Spirit Ball's not going to get the stun, but it will get the movement that he was looking for. Team SoloMid having to run back into lane away from what they wanted to get initially. Denial right now leading by about 3,000 gold, looking to extend that lead as well. Will they get 2 Gold Furies before 10 minutes is a question, but Athena sees it. He's just waiting. Great pull! Whoa, Shadow Q gets the pull. Mace gets the stun, and looking for the kill on a Chang'e is the team, and Shadow Q secures it with the Wisps. Here comes Boosh. Good silence out of the Hades. Great taunt from Athena. Mace to the Face's stun goes behind the back, and now stuck in the middle is Athena. 1 more hit, and it's good. Chang'e gets the kill.
You know, with that, that is why you don't let Denial have Sylvanus. Shadow Q is likely the best Sylvanus player in the world right now. Very rarely misses pulls, has great positioning, understands perfect use of Wrath of Terra, and with that, Denial absolutely destroys the early game as we get towards 10 minutes. Oh, did Chang'e steal that?
Great blink coming out from Sylvanus. Man, Mark gets the kill.
And I think Isis just picked it up. That's kind of bad. Not the worst thing that's ever happened, but hey, whatever. I mean, they got the steal, right? Still important.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, Denial Esports looking fantastic right now, but this is Game 3. Game 2, I think we saw a very similar episode.
For me, though, this is much different scenario because of the end game. Ullr, much more efficient in the end game. Sylvanus, much more efficient in the first part, or rather the first initiation of the end game. If Athena can last for a long time, she'll be a little bit more useful, but Sylvanus has the much better initiation overall. Chang'e on Serqet versus Thor. Thor is probably going to have a better line to it, so long as he can keep up in level. He's 2 down right now. Isis versus Hades, that's very clearly in Isis's favor. And then Hercules in Chang'e is a rather weird dynamic. In this case, it's hard to say because Waxy Moon is going to be such a big deal, but with the way that the Best has been playing in terms of his ult usage and his proper baiting, I'm going to give that one to Best.
Yeah. Best looking a little strong today, to put it lightly. Best has really been doing a lot of the heavy lifting on his team. Back camps being cleared out by Mace to the face.
Oh, Mace. That was weird.
Yeah.
That hurt me. That's how you wipe raids, Mace. God. You gotta kill the ads.
Have you been
No, I
playing
really
MMOs
want to,
lately?
though.
I won't tell Kelsey.
No, yes you will.
I will not tell
She'll
Kelsey.
find out. She can hear it in my voice.
She can hear the broadcast right now. Team SoloMid finding themselves on the backside of this one. 25,000 gold in their coffers as well. Denial, 31 grand for them. Kills are spread out as well. 8-1. Denial looking very strong right now. Definitely in the driver's seat, but Team SoloMid crossed that yellow line last time Denial was driving the bus, and TSM pulled the speed and just took over.
I love the way that Denial's playing this, properly utilizing the Wisps. Boosh goes in, actually gets the Defender of Olympus, but it's going to be a wasted ult there. Athena will join the fray, but not be strong enough to really get anything done. Divio's still level 11 right now, comparatively to the person he was boxing. Chang'e leading the pack from the jungle at 13.
13. Lucky 13 for Chang'e.
It could be.
Denial, 5 members deep. Only 12 minutes in. This is an unusual
this tier 1 seems
Blink
really
in,
important.
Wrath of Terra. Everybody is up in the air this time around. Notice Man Mark on the backside, only looking at the tower. The rest of his team is providing some distance, and that's about it. They're really not setting up kills, Brandon. They're just separating. Great
Divios
pull.
gets stunned out by the Spirit Ball and immediately picked off. Beautiful play there by Mace, who then heals his team up amazingly. Gar's in a lot of trouble, gets hit by the Spirit Ball. ShadowQ picking up the kill. Ionic trying to escape from this one, will force himself away. Boosh, death from below coming up, and it is available, but he's stunned out. Perfect CC chain. Cobras kissed into the driving strike, and they're not done yet. Snoopy very, very low as Chang'e gets to the back line, and Madman Mark, glory bound indeed.
Madman Mark got that kill by jumping on his face.
Oh, perfect axe. Ionic's in a lot of trouble. Oh, and Mace. That was a very serious Dragon Ball Z level Spirit Bomb. Love it.
Incredible showing. Incredible individual showing by all members of Denial Esports right now.
Phoenix
Another pull
13
coming out from Sylvanus, and again, looking at the tower is Denial. Gars gets a kill. It's not going to be enough, though.
Got it.
Thor's going back up in the air, and 13 minutes, 17 seconds. The Phoenix goes down. Denial Esports, the victors in this one.
They're going to lose 3 for it by the time Best goes down. But 3 people for 3 towers, or rather 2 towers and a Phoenix, you gotta know they're screaming worth on that one. The goal difference extends up to 8,300, which creates a rather interesting story.
Look, Team SoloMid.
They
Team
gotta do it.
SoloMid. They respect. They see it.
But look at Chang'e.
Okay, you're gonna take a 13-minute Phoenix. We'll take a 14-minute Fire Giant.
They're gonna try to take a 14-minute Fire Giant. Chang'e is there, and they don't have a lot of damage, and for some reason still don't know how to take the Fire Giant.
Chang'e.
Chang'e hits him in the back line. Divios in a lot of trouble, but not as much as Mace. Circle of Protection protects a little bit, but not nearly enough. Even so, the Fire Giant does get stopped. A successful defense, albeit losing 1 player. But the Fire Minions have spawned, and now things are going to start to get a little bit wonky in the mid lane.
Yeah, that was their shot right there for the Fire Giant. Not able to really pick it up. Can't go for it otherwise. Gold Fury has just spawned, so that objective is ready for the taking. Should a team want to aggress? Brandon, individual play from Denial, incredible.
Right, oh, absolutely.
Like, we are seeing, every member has showed up. We've seen fantastic pulls from ShadowQ.
Yep.
We've seen fantastic long-range stuns from Ullr on Madman Mark. Mace in the face, I don't have to say anything. Best and Chang'e are the quiet ones, and they've been killing it as well. Denial Esports really have turned up.
Even if Mace wasn't getting the kills that he's getting, and even though he might not have the absolute best slash line right now, which I think might belong to Chang'e.
Sure.
Mace is by far my player of this game so far. The Circle of Protection usage, he is the only player in the world, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that understands how to use the Isis ult efficiently.
I am...
On paper, it's not a hard ult to use. Hey, I'm taking damage, I'll throw that down.
Yeah.
But he understands where the damage is coming from, how to bait into it, how to bait people towards it, and he crushes it every time.
I want to high-five you. You're so incredibly correct right now, Brandon. Just Mace in the Face really utilizes... The tooltip for that ability is gigantic.
See you later.
Right now, beautiful Spirit Ball. The positioning coming out from Mace in the Face, understanding the leading and where it's going to go. It's the opposite of a hit scan.
Dude, this game is over.
It really is. Denial is not just in the driver's seat. I mean, I don't know where to go with that one. They're just doing real good.
They're going right in, and again, beautifully using the Wisps. Wow, 2-man rotation going to force them away. I did not expect that one. Perhaps going towards the Fire Giant here as they're grouping up. Not super high enough level to guarantee it, but they're sitting strong. And with that, you know, we always talk about the dynamic of the supports and how they're not in a great spot. But this game, because of the kills that he's gotten and the rotations that he's done, ShadowQ is not only keeping up with farm with the enemy team, but he's 2 levels ahead now of Ionic, beyond world-class support. I mean, he was 3rd place at Worlds, one of the most winningest Canadians in terms of prize money in esports history.
It was a very drilled-down statistic, Brandon.
I mean, yo, shout out to Canada, man.
Yeah.
Who else in Canada? He's not the most winningest because my man Jeff.
Yeah, Gars definitely has the best. Just following that mentality, Gars definitely has the best slash line in Game 2. He's played on a Sunday in the SPL thus far.
Oh, man, now you're being a hater.
Ultimate coming out onto Chang'e from that Athena. Big fight going on in the solo lane. Madman Mark, unsurprisingly, gets another kill. 5 members of Denial are here, and Chang'e gets credit because where are you going, Ionic?
This is why they ban Isis. While she is not the best mage in the game by any stretch of the imagination, you cannot give her to Mace. He understands the character on another level. It's like giving, you know, Thor to Gars. And while he's not doing great right now, he is still even, whereas the rest of his team is negative. Compare that to Mace, who 5-1-7 and now has a Fire Giant. And look at Best. Beautiful rotation. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. You don't need 5 people to take a Fire Giant if you're not contested. You don't need 5 people to take a Phoenix. Best goes in, well, 1,500 gold may not be the end of the world right now for Denial. They're 10,000 gold up. That 1,500 gold still might be the difference between a successful offense and an unsuccessful offense.
I just love the turnaround that this Denial Esports team has made. Best, people talk about Shadow Q. Shadow Q's been a fixture of the Smite scene since he played on Dignitas, right? And Best has always been the quiet player on Dignitas. And when he came to 5 Angry Men and then Denial Esports, he really wasn't making a big splash, no pun intended, because he loves Chemo. You know, the Madman Mark was really the, well, is he really good enough? We don't know. It's just a hunter. There's no hunters in North America. All of a sudden, everybody
aren't.
Oh, what?
There really aren't.
There aren't. But all of a sudden, everybody shut up. Everybody's so good on this team, and they're showing it. And it's not. I don't think it happened overnight, Brandon. I think it had a lot to do with the adversity that they saw in the Challenger Cup. I think the shenanigans that happened last year with wildcards was actually a good thing for them in the long run. Dealing with that, becoming better players, refining their skill, because as we said, we're seeing a lot of individual skill coalesce and become something bigger, which is how we saw this current Team SoloMid squad start out last year.
That was max range on 2 counts. And we are going to see a big-time retreat coming out from Snoopy. Mid Phoenix, remember, is already debuffed, and they do have Fire Giant. This will be short work as the middle Phoenix once again will force a respawn.
Right-hand side under attack as well. Denial Esports looking for something. Shadow Q trying to get a little crafty. Yeah. Players definitely
taunt.
feel
He's got
themselves.
triples right there, and this is the issue. This is why the Hades wasn't going to work great. He doesn't have enough damage right now, which is why you have him in the solo lane. Gar's trying to get away, but he bleeds out. Poison doesn't spread, but the damage has been done. 2 for 0, and the second Phoenix will likely fall.
Every time I look up, Mark is getting credit for a kill, and it's on this Ullr with those long-range hail of arrows. Yeah. It's not this, Shibalanki has been played a lot, it's not this hit sprint and just left click you down a lot, it's these precision attacks as we see the left-hand Phoenix being attacked one more time. Fire Giant, all Phoenixes down before 20 minutes, Brandon. This is one of the quicker games that we've seen, and Denial Esports really, no matter what team they pick up, the organization seems to like the early game a lot.
So for me, all 3 games have just been an amalgam of Mace and Madman Mark just playing perfectly. Even when they lost, both players were playing amazingly. The signs of life that we saw from Denial in Game 2 were pretty much all Madman Mark. And look, there he is again on the board, taking a big kill onto Devios. And the Titan is completely exposed. The only objective that they could look at besides this is Gold Fury. But with a minute of Fire Giant, they're going to go for this.
They want to take the fight, and take the fight they will. Boosh comes in, tries to devour souls. Is it enough? Perfect placement of the Isis ult. People in the back line getting hurt. Shing does it. But Mace gets credit. More damage, looking for more, and, well, there's no players left. 20-5 are the kills. Denial Esports take this game and run with it. 20 minutes of contest.
Can we talk about the fact that Denial Esports just defeated Team SoloMid?
Yeah, Denial Esports just defeated Team SoloMid.
Wow.
Let's talk about it.
Mason Madman. Mason Madman Mark.
Yeah.
Mason Mark.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Mark.
Not only the best play that I think I've seen either of them have, period, but if they continue to play like that, that is a world's team.
Definitely,
that is a world's team.
Definitely a lot to be proven early in the season, but right now, if this is what we're going to be looking at, it is definitely the start of something great. And we're going to take a look at the start of this game. Chang'e on this Serqet. He's going to go ahead and jump on in here, and they run away, so he throws the ultimate down, and that pretty much spells curtains. That dot damage just enough, and, well, we couldn't show the first blood without giving you a face-to-the-face kill. Just so active in this game.
Good play by Boosh here. Gets the silence, gets some decent healing off as well, but didn't have enough, wasn't level 5. So he gets picked off there. But, I mean, 3 kills to start the game off, plus a Gold Fury before 3:30.
Yeah.
Denial had that one from the get-go.
Yeah, they had 2 separate Gold Furies already before Fire Giant even spawned. And I think the player that we mentioned the most here was Madman Mark, a newer player to the scene. And you know what? We have him on the line. This is actually my first time talking to you. Hello, Madman Mark. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic today, and DM says average, as I can predict the future. But so you had an excellent game, excellent set today. What was going through your head as you sort of went up against the crazy good team that is Team SoloMid?
Well, like, what was kind of going through my head, at least, was mine. My mentality is like, I look at our team, like, we can be the best if we play. I mean, if we bring it, like, it was like that game, that third game. We were like, all right, we just lost game 2. We got to come back. And it was like 21 to like 5.
So it's really just a confident thought process overall. You guys don't really, you guys don't think down about Team SoloMid. That's really exciting to me.
Let's talk about your impression of Chang'e. I want you to impersonate Chang'e's comms for us during that game.
I'm going in. That's really it.
Oh man.
No, honestly, it sounds about right.
So much more.
It sounds about right.
You guys camped Devios pretty hard in game 2. Tell us about the strategy.
Well, in like game 2, it was like, all right, we know he's gonna pick Hades because like he's been only playing it, saying preaching it's broken. They're like, all right, we'll let him pick Hades, and every time he dashes, we just kill him. That's kind of it. It's free kill.
It's like an Agni.
Yeah, Agni. I was just gonna say. I mean, he dash get him.
But I mean, Agni doesn't like dash the wave to clear, and once he passes like level 5 or whatever.
2.
Very, very true. So I want to go into your pick of Ullr because we've seen a lot of different hunter picks, but it's pretty much just Cupid, Xbalanque, Cupid, Xbalanque. You played a lot of curious picks today. You played Freya, Kronos, and Ullr. I like all 3. Tell us and the people at home why you picked what you did and why you feel they're so strong.
I picked Freya because she's broken.
Okay.
And it's my best god by like margins. That's why it's banned a lot.
Right.
I kind of figured, I'm like, they haven't played against me in like a competitive scene for like a while. They won't expect Freya, and brought it out and dumpstered.
Tell us about the combat blink to kill Yannick over the wall, man. That was.
Sometimes I do really flashy plays. I don't know. That's really it. Like, you can ask like the rest of the team. Sometimes I pull out the most god plays you'll ever see.
My man.
I absolutely love it. Rookie to the scene. So much confidence in your voice and what you're saying, man. Is there anything else you want to have to say to anybody at home?
No. It's just that denial. We go into Worlds.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Madman Mark. Congratulations on your victory over Team SoloMid. Great games today, and thanks for joining us. So we're going to, right now, after talking to Madman Mark, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings after all those North American games and how we're going to be looking at the current scene. All teams have played, so we have an official standings right now. Melee or Moria sitting pretty on top. Of course, that is the squad previously known as Complexity. 2 wins for them. Team SoloMid splits it down the middle, along with, well, the rest of the league, with the exception of Enemy Esports. So Enemy Esports on the bottom, Melee or Moria on the top, and everybody else in North America sort of splitting it down the middle. 1 win, 1 loss.
With that, remember, the top 4 are going to move on. The bottom 2 are still going to have to play off. And right now, there are 4 teams in the bottom that are technically tied for second. Right? So someone's going to wind up getting upset with Denial doing as well as they are.
Yeah, and certainly they plan on doing well like they have, because Madman Mark certainly doesn't have an ounce of anything but confidence in his body.
The man has no chill. I love it.
Incredible stuff coming out. So player of the game, let's postulate between the two of us. Player of the game.
Mace or Mark. You know what? Mace got one, in my opinion, for his team. Mark got the other for his team.
You have to pick. Who do you pick?
It got to be Mark, man.
All right,
it's got to be Mark.
So you've got Mark. I'm going to go with Mace. So we're a little torn. I think Mace really facilitated a lot. Mark,
circular protections were nasty.
Exactly. Mark did a lot of kills. All in all, Denial played very well. Don't forget though, we started off things in the European side of things today. We had a doubleheader coming out from the boys on Fnatic, and after that, they have also completed their league's games. Let's take a look there. Team Dignitas sitting up on top. Upcoming Stars sitting on the bottom. And Titan, London Conspiracy, Trick Esports, and Fnatic all in the middle, splitting 1-1.
Fnatic had a close call today.
Oh, yeah.
Losing their first set pretty convincingly, as we saw Trig kind of run through them. But then right after, defeated the top seed in Europe, Titan, and steadily at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, and I think it's pretty core to what Fnatic does. They win against the hard ones and lose against not that their other opponent was easy, Brandon, but they're.
Am I lagging? Hello? Oh, good. No, I'm back. Hey.
All right. I missed that one. But it's interesting how they work out right there. And Fnatic they turned it on and they did incredible.
Yeah, big time. With that will do it for week 2 of the Smite Pro League. We are in a 5-week split.
Yes, it's a 5-week split. 2 weeks already in the books.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on. Don't forget, the action starts on Thursday. Thursday night Smite coming at you live at 4 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/SmiteGame. Thanks for spending your Sunday with us. And for Brandon, Bart, everybody else here, hi-rez Studios production, etc., and of course, hi-rez Dan, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on Thursday. I bid you adieu.